Okay. What is this working? I hope so. All right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to Time to Celebrate, our Supercharged with Emily special edition. This is a special edition. Let me see if this will make a sound. Okay, not much, a little bit of a sound. But this is the Time to Celebrate edition. Some really important milestones I wanted to share with you all. And it's very important that we take the time to acknowledge milestones, recognize them, because without that, we can easily forget what we are doing. Now, let's see here. Okay. We can easily forget to the goals or forget the reasons, our raison d'etre. It's so easy to get caught up with the day to day that we don't take the time to acknowledge what we've actually accomplished and where we actually are. So today I have two really key milestones that I want to share with you and highlight in today's Momentum Monday in the Supercharged with Emily. Actually, I have three things to share. I have so many things to share. I have to remember to share them all. Well, the first thing is the whole idea is that, let me just get this in order. It doesn't want to cooperate a little bit there. Okay, so the first thing I want to share is that actually July 30th, which was yesterday, depending on when you're watching this, 2024, marks the 25th anniversary of the launch of my business, Casauri. Yes, we need a applause. 25 years ago, while I was a student at Columbia Business School in New York City in the late 90s, I had my laptop bag that was black, boring, ubiquitous, very masculine, very un-Emily. And I'm like, I don't like this bag. I do not like it. I don't want to carry it anymore. That was very clear. That was very clear to me. What that had to do with anything, I don't know, but I knew that was a definite passion of mine. And fast forward to my second year of business school when I took a course called Managing New Ventures, and it was all about writing a business plan for a company, real or imagined. And I decided if I'm going to write a business plan, it's going to be for a real company. So I decided to address the issue of designing stylish laptop bags for women. My sister had designed a bag for me that people were asking me, where did I get it? And so I knew there was some interest. Fast forward, I document the whole story in my book, guys, in case you haven't gotten your copy as yet. And by now, I would suspect that you may have, but absolutely want to get your Little Girl's Guide to Entrepreneurship. This is where I tell the story of how I launched the business, the lessons learned, the do's and don'ts, the ins or outs, and it was quite the journey. Anyway, my class project ended up going from being a figment of my imagination, from a frustration, something that I really wanted to address, to becoming the first laptop bag sold at the MoMA Design Store at the Museum of Modern Art in New York. And if you know anything about MoMA, that is a pretty big deal. It kind of set us apart as being a design company, being taken seriously by a very important design institution. So it was a validation, if you will, of our idea, validation of the need for such a product. And we went on to sell to stores all across the country, all across the world, in fact, and became one of the top laptop bags sold at apple.com for many years. And we had quite a journey. Again, if you want to know this full story, go get my book. Yeah. Too long to tell you today. But suffice it to say, this idea has taken us around the world, visiting factories overseas, working with factories in Taiwan and in China and Hong Kong, and visiting Japan and all these countries that we had the opportunity to engage with culturally, doing business with, and learning how to do business in these foreign lands has been quite the experience. And also selling to stores in different countries, like in Australia, Iceland. We even sold to Russia, actually. One of our first orders was to Russia. Yeah, it was. And just far-flung corners of the world. Some places we haven't been that our products have been. Dubai. Where's some other places we've sold to? Just all over, a lot to the United Kingdom and so on. And we've had the highs, the lows, the ups and downs, the ins or the outs. And now for Kusuri, we're taking it to a whole new, it's kind of like a rebirth because we had this dormant period and then it's like, okay, time to be reborn into something else. So we're in that process. We've been in that process for a while, but stay tuned. I will keep you updated where that will go, what the next step is for that. But as a result of the story, as a result of the lessons learned, and writing the book, this gave rise to my coaching, my supercharged coaching that I do. And launching the Supercharged Club, the Supercharged CEO, and now the Supercharged, what is it? VIP Accelerator, which is the one on one program that I was offering the birthday special for if you sign up for the 3 month or the 12 session program, you would gain lifetime access to the Supercharged CEO, which you see scrolling up here. And so that's July 31st. That would be right now. However, I will probably be doing an extension of it because I did not have enough time to really promote it the way I would like to. So I'll probably do an extension, guys. So if you haven't done it as yet, you may have a few more opportunities, not for much longer. I would not sit on it because certain benefits will not exist once certain dates pass. So for example, if you don't sign up by July 31st, you will not necessarily have the lifetime access to the CEO program. So that is one thing. It will be a more limited access. So July 31st, that will give you lifetime access if you sign up tonight. So that is one thing. Now, let me share another milestone. So that is a big deal. And time has flown so quickly because you're like, how is that 25 years ago that happened? Like 25 years ago, that was like just the other day. That happened really, really fast. Okay? Really, really fast. So the point is that time does absolutely go by quickly. And it's easy to lose track of time and not understand how quickly things can go. So it's important to document, it's important to track, and to really observe your own progress. Very necessary in business. And some of the things, when I reflect upon 25 years, what are things that I would do differently? What are things that I wish I had at the time that if I'd known then might have made a difference for me? And one of the things that I didn't have was a vibrant community to be a part of. I did not have, yes, I had mentors. Yes, I had access to people like that. But I wasn't a part of, say, a club, kind of like my Supercharged Club or Supercharged CEO, where there are other people on a similar journey where you can share ideas and kind of grow together. I didn't have that. And I think it would have definitely helped me. It helps you psychologically. It also helps you just with the planning of your business and not being lost in your own head. That's why it's so important to really have someone that you can engage with, whether it's a coach, whether it's a business community that you're a part of, to help you not get stuck in your own head, in your own ideas, thinking of how maybe like, I think it should be done this way because that's how I think. But maybe if you got another perspective, you might see it differently and decide that there's a whole other way to do it. And having that dimension of thought really can make such a huge, momentous difference in a lot of decisions that you make. And the key is to optimize your decisions, make decisions that will benefit your business long term, not just in the short term. And we have recently had a Momentum Monday on that topic, where I talked about highlighting the importance of long-term thinking, because one of the biggest mistakes a lot of entrepreneurs can make is to be very myopic in their thought process, just thinking in the short term and not thinking enough in the long term, and realizing that you have to kind of do both. You have to have short-term goals that you're working towards, but you also have to have them roll up into these longer-term goals. And being able to do both simultaneously is definitely an art and a science. And having guidance and support in that journey can make all the difference. So I encourage you to really check out and think about becoming a member of the Supercharged CEO. Think about if you need extra coaching, more accountability, to try out the one-on-one. As I said, I'm doing this special right now, so it's a great time to take advantage of this. And the second milestone or highlight that I would like to share. So I said I had three main ones, three. So one is the 25th anniversary of my business, Casauri, and the second one is today is my birthday. Okay, well, depending on when you're seeing this, July 31st is my birthday. And when I incorporated my business on July 30th of 1999, I wanted it to coincide with my birthday, but it wasn't on the same day for some reason. But it was, I wanted to make it a date that I would remember, and associating with my birthday time frame made it very memorable because you're giving birth to a business. When you launch a business, you're giving birth to a business, so it's like the birthday of your business. And when you think of your own birthday, you think of your own milestones, what you've accomplished or what you've done, or being thankful, above all, thankful to God that I'm here one more year, that I have the opportunity to continue to make a difference, to influence positively as best I can people who are either starting, launching, growing their businesses, or just to encourage them. Also, on a separate note of just not the business side, but on the musical side, encouraging people to learn musical instruments. I run into so many people who say to me, I used to play the violin. I used to play the piano. I used to play XYZ instrument, but I don't anymore. Or I used to play it when I was younger. And I always encourage them, I say, it's never too late. If you still have the desire to play an instrument, play it. Do not be limited by age. Do not be limited by whatever else you may be thinking. If you have that desire, whether it's a musical instrument or whether it's a skill you've always wanted to acquire, I always, always, always encourage people, please do not have these limitations on yourself because they are self-imposed. They are self-imposed. You can go for these things that you really want to do, and the older I get, or as more birthdays come along, the more I realize that to be so. I mean, you lose your inhibitions, you kind of lose all these things that are unnecessary that we hang on to because we feel that society expects this from you. If you're this age, you should behave like this, and if you're this age, you should be that way. But there should come a point where you're free, unfettered from all of that, and you just be yourself, and you fulfill your destiny, and you fulfill your purpose, you fulfill your mission, you complete, you elaborate on your talents, and you don't hide your light under a bushel. It's time not to hide any more lights. speaking of which speaking of which, I needed to get some more lights there going on. Yes, do not hide your light. Stop hiding. If you're hiding away somewhere, stop hiding. That's why we celebrate. That's why you need to take the time. Celebration also is a time of reflection. It's a time of assessment. It's a time of recognition, putting in perspective what you have done, what you said you were going to do, and congratulating yourself for having actually achieved the goal that you set. And reminding yourself that if you achieve this goal, you can achieve other goals. You can achieve more goals so that you're not limited to this one goal. You're going to go from here and you're going to go forward. You're not going to just stay in the one place. So it's very motivating and it's very good for your psyche. So, okay, so that's the Casauri celebration of my business, then the birthday, and now I want to tell you a little bit about the official launch of my podcast. Now, if you're watching me on YouTube, you will already know that this is an ongoing podcast on YouTube, but I haven't launched it fully on Spotify and on Apple. So now that's happening. You're going to see Supercharged with Emily on Apple and Spotify. Whoop! And whoop! And yay! Okay. So stay tuned. Go check it out. I mean, I'm just getting it going. So I probably have a real official launch party. I don't know when. Stay tuned for that. But I want to do a special, extra special shout out to the one and only behind the scenes amazing podcast producer extraordinaire herself, the one and the only Katie 1,000! Yay, Katie! Woo! So thanks to Katie, people, I actually have launched my podcast onto Spotify and Apple and wherever else he's putting it out there. And of course on YouTube. So I want to give a special thanks, extra special thanks to Katie for having encouraged me to really get going with the podcast, really get going in putting it out into those channels and taking all this content, which I've created over the years, and really channeling it through the podcast methodology, if you will. I have over 250 videos on YouTube, in case you didn't know. 250 videos of insights and nuggets and pearls of wisdom that will help you supercharge in your business. And through the podcast, I will include the Momentum Mondays. There will be episodes from some of my Supercharged Sundays, which I've done over the years, highlighting different entrepreneurs and their journeys and insights from them. So you definitely want to tune in for that. And then I'll have dialogue like I'm having now. I'll have guests. I'll have all kinds of people. It's just going to be an amazing space that will continue to evolve and always provide value. Always provide value. I mean, the format may change here and there because I'm not a rigid person. I'm a very much a fluid entity. So it won't always be the same. It's going to evolve. And that's why my company is called Chameleon International, because that's what we do. We change and evolve. And the brand is Casauri. But it's always the thought process that things are going to change. Okay, so get used to that. Don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid of evolving. So again, I'm really excited about the podcast. Stay tuned for more of an elaborate flow out, but or launch off. But I'm definitely launching it off today in celebration of my birthday. I think it's a great time to do so. And again, thanks to Katie for making it happen for me. I'm so appreciative of her and her skill and her wonderful media energy. She's quite the media personality. I keep telling her, you really should just be on the BBC. The BBC, they don't know what they're missing by not having Katie on there. I mean, she should have her own variety show. She's a beautiful singer. She's just got this vibe going on. They really need to tap into it. But I'm glad I can. And I am really thankful to her. So now what else do I have to share with you? So I think it's time for the Mindset Minute. It's time for the Mindset Minute. Are you ready for it? Well, ready or not, here it comes. Here it comes. Today's Mindset Minute is all about mental conditioning, training your mind to understand that you have to celebrate. And why is it and why is celebration a part of this mental conditioning? It lets you know that there's something to look forward to. It gives you hope. When you have something ahead of you, something to achieve, a milestone that you're striving for, it gives you hope that you can do it, that your goals are attainable, achievable, within reach, and worth setting, and that yes, you can get there. And once you get there and you actually cross that finish line, you are training your mind that you can do more. You can set higher goals. You can set a higher bar. So it's so critical to get used to that mental rehearsal of success. That's what you're doing when you celebrate and condition your mind. Yay, yay, yay. Woohoo! That's our Mindset Minute. That was a Mindset Minute. That was a Mindset Minute. So I hope today's episode of celebration, kind of reminding you what's important to think about and celebrate, is helpful to you. And with that, let me know what you're celebrating. Let me know what milestones you're working towards that you have achieved or working on, or you could use some support on, use some encouragement on. Drop it in the chat. Let us know so we can cheer you on to great and greater success, okay? Stay supercharged and happy birthday and happy anniversary. Yay!